The most expensive property that is currently listed in Maywood, Illinois is this single family home that's sitting on an unusual lot. So 53 by 133. It has 6 bedrooms, 3 baths. Let's take a look inside and see if we think it's worth $400,000. It's really nice to see a full brick building. I like how you have kind of multiple layers to the exterior, and then you have like a side lot, which is primarily being used as a driveway, which I think is cool. Interior, not a whole lot to look at. You have that gray and white trim and dark floors, which you kind of see all the time everywhere. Bathrooms, a little bit to be desired. Kitchen, nice enough for $400,000. There isn't a ton that I would argue other than the lot size that makes this property stand out. So, and you can kind of see it here. You get this side lot, you get a full-size garage. It's an interesting property, but ultimately for $400,000, you guys decide, is this worth it in Maywood, Illinois or not? The most expensive property currently listed in Belmont Cragin is this single family home listed for $575,000, 5 beds, 4 full baths. Let's take a look inside. Traditional brick bungalow. You can see at the top there, they put on an addition at some point. We have composite flooring, not the nicest. I like how you have some, that's called wainscoting that moves up the wall. Someone spent a lot of money on a staircase at some point. It's good looking. To me, this kitchen is a little bit tight for $575,000 in Belmont Cragin. Fun story, my father had a hardware store in Belmont Cragin for quite some time. They spent some serious money in the primary bathroom. I think I like it. I'm a big fan of a shower shield, separate tub, and then you got a huge basement. They have a home theater in their lower level. I ultimately like this listing at $575,000. It has a ton of market time, 149 days, but on a 30 by 124 lot, I think this is a quality product. I think it'll go soon, but what do you think? The most expensive property currently on the market in Chinatown is this condo that has 1,600 square feet, has 30 days on the market, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. Let's take a look inside. Now, I don't claim to be an expert on Chinatown, but as we take a look through this property, parquet floors, no can lights. Obviously, the seller didn't spend a lot of time thinking about decor, in my opinion. The kitchen is super tight. I don't know how it's even functional, if I'm being honest. And as you click through, I don't know, maybe they could have left the toilet seat down, but maybe I'm a stickler for those types of things. The rest of the property is just cluttered and boring, and for $589,000, granted it's a 4-bedroom, you get some decent square footage. I don't know. Again, I'm no Chinatown expert, but I think they're gonna have a tough time selling this place for $589,000, but what do you think? The most expensive property currently listed in Avondale is this new construction single family home listed for $1.25 million. 5 beds, 3.5 baths. Now, we know a little bit about Avondale. They're seeing a little bit of that continuation down Milwaukee Avenue of the Blue Line and starting to see some more interesting property pop up. But let's take a look inside this one and you tell us. So this is what we like to call a modern farmhouse style. It's a constructive hardy board, and as you get into the property, you can kind of see that open layout. I can tell that this is wide plank, white oak hardwood floors if you're into that kind of stuff. We've gotten some feedback that there's too much white and gray in a lot of these properties, but ultimately I think this property is well done. You see the cabinets going to the ceiling, you see the coffered details up in the ceiling, and you have some of these nice touches as we click through. You can see they did a navy island. Navy's really in right now, especially as like a little pop of color here or there. I like the black hardware throughout this property. And I'm a big fan, I don't know if you can tell, there's this new kind of style mud room that is off of the rear entrance, so it's kind of hidden but included in the property, and I think it's really well designed. And then you get a huge lower level with another wet bar. I think it's a really, really high quality property. Of course, the big question is, does Avondale need $1.25 million inventory, and will it sell? What do you think? I'm excited about this one. The most expensive property currently listed in the West Loop is a condo that has 5 beds, 5.5 baths, listed for $5 million. Lots of 5s in there. It's also 5,000 square feet. Let's take a look inside. This is, I mean, it's pretty crazy. The first thing is it's the penthouse. It's the entire top floor. I think there might be another penthouse up there, but obviously nice to have no upstairs neighbors. Let's take a look inside. Really huge kitchen, but what I want to kind of show you guys is just exactly how much space, and it's extremely rare to have big wide open spaces anywhere in Chicago. Concrete floors, I'm assuming they're heated, is a really, posh touch, and West Loop has kind of been loft first, so you kind of get that that vibe. Huge spaces everywhere, floor to ceiling windows everywhere. I like how they kind of show, those are probably automated window blinds that go up and down. You get north, south, east, west views. And what I think is really, really special about this property, of course, it's high end, it's $5 million, right? But what you don't usually get is a terrace that wraps around the entire property. So if you want sunlight, depending on the time of the day, you're gonna be able to go get it. So what do you think? For $5 million, is a 5-bed, 5.5 bath penthouse in the sky in the West Loop, is it worth it?